All right, I am hitting the trail again. My buddy just dropped me off. It's had a really nice time just hanging out in Marion. There wasn't a ton to do, so we just grabbed some dinner and just relaxed, which was really nice. Good for my feet, get to relax them. So as you can see, there's the road behind me. But gonna get back on the trail. I'm 22 miles from the quarterway in, which is a little annoying because it's probably a little too far to do it in one day. So honestly, I'm probably just gonna go a couple miles here today, and then I do need to stay at the quarterway inn. I sent so many packages, I feel guilty if I didn't. So maybe I'll just split it up into 2 10-mile days and hang out tomorrow. I'm getting behind my little crew, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is, so I'll make up for it. All right, well, the weather started acting like it was about to storm. I started hearing some thunder. The wind started kicking up, it got real dark. So I was coming up on a shelter, went in there and ended up just hanging out there with a couple folks. Had some dinner, since I think I'm only gonna go another 2 miles here today. There's a little schoolhouse at the Settlers Museum that apparently you can sleep in, and they've got a little food storage container there too. And apparently there's also some trail magic, some food that you can take from there. So figured might as well go 2 more miles. Camp in the schoolhouse might be kind of a fun, cool experience. It's been really quiet today. I've only really seen the 2 gentlemen at the shelter. One was technically heading southbound as a section hiker, so really only saw 1 through hiker so far today. A little strange. I know my bubble of friends are maybe about a day or 2 ahead of me, but really expected to have a few folks at least come by. Let's see if there's anyone else at the schoolhouse, I guess. A little sad to see my buddy leave, and especially on such a day where there's not many other folks on the trail, but hey, it is what it is. It's, you know, I'm starting to see the trail a little bit like my home already. And sometimes, you know, you just got to have a chill day at home, not have friends over, and just relax and unwind. So I don't really mind it. It's going to be kind of a cool spot to spend the night. So hopefully there's at least one other person. I hate camping alone, but you know, if there's going to be a spot, I feel like that's kind of protected from bears at least, but who knows, maybe it's haunted. The haunted schoolhouse. All right, this is the museum. The Settlers Museum. Looks like there's an old barn, house. I think around here somewhere there's a schoolhouse. That schoolhouse I'm gonna stay at. And look, there's some chickens. Got my sleep set up in the schoolhouse. Should be nice and cozy. So I just had kind of a weird experience right now on trail. Had a woman yell at me kind of rudely. She was another through hiker. Hadn't seen her before though, but she was hiking on trail, going very slow. She was probably in her 50s, maybe early 60s possibly, so a little older for the through hikers, but she was going slow, and so as I was approaching her from behind, you know, I wanted to make myself aware, and so I sort of clanked my trekking poles together a couple times. I didn't notice any response. Normally the person will look behind and recognize you, and then you kind of tell, all right, they know I'm there. So there's no response, and so she's going so slow, I ended up getting kind of close to her from behind, and at that point I'm like, okay, well, I'll start clearing my throat, making those sort of stuff, you know, sniffling, just any sort of noise that would indicate that a person is nearby. And finally, still no response. I am not only, I mean, maybe 4 or 5 feet behind her, just no response whatsoever. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's got headphones in, so that I just can't see. So I just say howdy from behind, and she jumps a foot in the air like a startled cat. And she very angrily tells me, you know better than to do that. And I know she's upset, she's kind of startled. I sit there and I go kind of rudely back. I'm like, I made plenty of noise. And she ends up just going on about how I need to start singing when I'm 20 yards behind, and I need to make sure that, and I'm sitting there going, come on, like, you had to have heard me. She then admits that she was deep in thought when she said it. That made it worse. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, you got to stay conscious of your surroundings. You're sitting there deep in thought. That's why you didn't hear any of the noise that I was making. So that was frustrating. That was the first time I've had any sort of negative experience. I mean, it wasn't bad. I apologize to her for startling her. I certainly did not intend that, and I hope she's okay from it. But yeah, not something that I felt like was really my fault. Maybe lesson learned from it. I'll continue to make noise and keep distance until I know for certain that someone has acknowledged that I am behind them. So, hey, you live, you learn. So, again, if you're the lady watching this, I apologize. All right, so I just came upon the 1/4 mark, the sign that's saying that if I am a quarter of the way from Georgia to Maine. Check it out. All right, so I'm about a mile away from the quarter way in, and it looks like it is about to start pouring down rain. It's been thundering, but it was nice and cloudy, but all of a sudden the storm clouds just came above, so I have a feeling I'm gonna get dumped on, unfortunately. But I will be staying at a hostel tonight. That's where all my packages are at too, which will be well nice to have access to those again. But yeah, fingers crossed that the rain can stay away for just a little longer. All right, so I'm walking to quarter way in from the road, the gap. I think it's only 0.3. I probably only got 0.1 left. I think that I successfully managed not to get completely soaking wet. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So I got like 5 more minutes. All right, looks like this is it. We got some swings out front. Nice little house. Whew, I'm ready to be done for the day.